rupees 8 lakh. One email and it was all gone. That's how an email read on my laptop. We are deciding to move forward with another client that works on a better budget and a good timeline. Now, this hit me hard on my stomach, and I was literally sinking down for the rest few minutes when I read this email. It could be a scenario with any of the entrepreneurs where you put in 100% of your energy into drafting a proposal for a client, ultimately leading to rejection by the clients. Let me today open this down for you in a form of a brief framework on how to handle rejections. So today's video is all about how you can make this mindset shift of not taking rejections personally, but rather considering rejections professionally as growth opportunities for your business. This simple framework can help you do that. So better have a notebook and a pen to make notes where required and apply this rejection framework whenever you get client rejections in your business. Well, what I have realized in this journey is that client rejection is inevitable. You can't stop it. It can happen anytime with any of the clients. But then there are some red flags that always these kind of clients show. So in today's video, we're also going to talk about these red flags, how you can identify that which kind of clients are the clients where you need to give more energy and time, and which are the kind of clients that can easily leave you out without giving a prior notice. You cannot control client rejections, but what you can control is the success rate when it comes to sending a proposal to your prospective client and converting them to a customer. Now you might be thinking, how do I know about all of this? Well, let me take you back down to the year 2023 when I was at the peak of my business. Everything was going good and I was having good clienteles in my list. But then I had a severe case of rejection, and it costed me 8 lakhs, which means I would have easily got this deal. I would have spent this money on marketing and scaling my business like anything. And at last, I was so much confident that we are going to crack this deal. But later, one email changed everything around. One email that said, we got a better consultant. Any of the entrepreneurs could get frustrated at that moment. And that was exactly what happened with me. Most of the entrepreneurs are aware about this cycle where we talk about the hope of getting new clients, where we talk about the anxiety and the excitement that we have when we take forward new clients. And later, when we get rejected, we have that frustration, that anger that led to this rejection. And we have a phase of recovery where we recover and we follow the cycle again. We realized that we need a framework that helps us to take rejection as a positive growth story for our business. Today in this video, I'm going to break down this framework for you. So let's just go for it. The first thing that you need to do is you need to recognize the pattern and the emotions attached to that pattern when it comes to rejection. Most of the times, rejections have a pattern. Most of the times, the clients that reject you have a pattern. There will be something specific for they are rejecting you. So try and understand this. What do you start feeling, or what your team starts feeling as soon as you get rejections? You will realize that sometimes your team is angry, they are frustrated, and even not willing to work further with these kind of clients. But this hinders the opportunity of growth in your business. You need to recognize these feelings and emotions of your team members, help them settle down, but then take rejection as a growth opportunity and try to understand that all these emotions are temporary. They will go away with time only when you handle it better. If you get frustrated and tell your team that please don't pitch these clients further, you are actually hindering the growth opportunity. But rather, if you tell your clients that let's try and understand what went wrong and you try to respond to the situation, you lead as a good business leader in your business. The second thing that you need to do is you need to evaluate. You need to understand. You need to take feedbacks from your teams, from the clients of what went wrong. Was it the pricing always? What is the brand value or the perceived value that you were giving to your customers? Was it the timeline that was the issue, or was it the work quality that was the issue with the client that led to the rejection of the proposal? Analyzing or evaluating the different terms of proposal can actually help you make better proposals for the future. You can rework on your proposals and then present better proposals to the upcoming clients. The third thing is to compartmentalize your rejections. Yes, what do I mean by compartmentalizing? Well, most of the times rejections are taken personally, as if it was your personal fault or your sales team member's personal fault. Well, compartmentalize the rejection as an identity not for the self but for the business. Yes, most of the time we think कि business proposals इसलिए fail हो गए क्योंकि हमने properly communicate नहीं किया या हमने properly sales executive ने properly ढंग से बात नहीं की. तो इस चीज को compartmentalize करना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि ये आपकी personal या आपकी sales team की personal failure नहीं है. It is the failure of the business and it is the failure of how you were actually pitching to the client. तो वो system में, वो process में problem है, but actually उस person में शायद वो problem ना हो. The next thing that you need to do is you need to investigate. As I said, most of the things are buried down deep in the core. But the problem is, who cares for the core, right? Most of the times when we get rejections, we are like, it might have just happened because the client said they are not happy with the timeline or they are not happy with the budgets pertaining to a particular project. Well, the problem is not about the budget. The problem is the clarity that they are not having, why they are using a particular budget to gain a specific objective in their own business. It has really happened with us as well, where one of our clients was literally ready to invest 25,000 into business coaching, but later he spent more than 40,000 with us per month into business coaching, realizing the potential that his business had and the way his business was growing. The next thing that you need to do is you need to learn from your mistakes. What you need to do is document these rejections and learn from these rejections of what went wrong. Maybe you did not communicate at time. Maybe your proposal was not clear enough to offer the value that you had talked about in the meeting. Maybe you couldn't give that value or you couldn't show that result that your client was looking forward to. Let me tell you, these reasons could be different for different client categories. For example, if you are closing a 3 lakh deal versus closing a 8 or 10 lakh rupee deal, the client categories are always going to be different and their rejection criteria are also going to be different. The only way you can understand their rejection criteria is by documenting these rejection criteria so that you are not making the same mistakes again when you're pitching to a particular client category. The next thing that you need to do is always improve. And this is the most important thing because most of the times what we do is हमने जो भी proposal बनाया होता है ना, हम वही proposal अपने next client को देने की कोशिश करते हैं without improvising on the existing proposal. Well, you need to improvise if you are working at premium prices because you are providing customized services to your customers. The last thing that you need to take care of is to energize, network, and create opportunities. Yes, whenever you feel that 2 or 3 of your client deals are getting continuously rejected, your team needs a fresh energy. You need a fresh energy to start working. If the rejections were based on price or on timelines or maybe on the softwares or the services that you're providing, please ensure that you are revamping those services and providing them as a better opportunity for businesses to work with you. Once you start doing this, you start re-energizing your whole systems which were already existing in your business. The next thing that you need to do is network, because जब भी आप re-energize कर रहे हो, आप भी कुछ नया लेकर के आ रहे हो, तो आप अपने similar industry leaders से बात कीजिए how this particular thing is working with them. And the last thing is to create the frameworks as and when required. Your teams are dependent on you as a business owner. If you are a business owner who are just making decisions, mentoring and coaching your team also comes as one of your work that you need to do. So let's just try and understand this. Throughout this framework, the thing that we have tried to help you understand is that rejection is not only about taking things personally. Rather, it's about taking things professionally and understanding the opportunities that might lead to growth in your business. The last thing that I want to tell you while closing this video is how do you identify whether you should put a lot of time and energy on a particular client or not. What could be the red flags that you will see while rejections might take place? Because rejections are not sudden. Sometimes rejections take time, and this time usually lasts between 2 to 4 weeks. So you have good time to actually analyze whether this client will really stay with you or they might reject your proposal. Now, here are some red flags that you will normally see. Whenever a client comes in continuously with new and new demands, but they are not talking about the budgets involved, that's a red flag for you where your client might ghost you in the future. So, the best way to come out of this situation will be whenever they are talking about new results or new action points to be taken forward with you, you have to clarify the communication with the budget involved with the new action points or the new results that they are looking forward to, so that the communication is always maintained and is always balanced between the two parties, and that leads to either quick rejections or no rejections at the end of the case. First, you need to understand your client and you need to understand where your business is going weak. So here is a quick thing to do. We have a 1-minute business audit that helps every business owner understand how you can find the loopholes in your own business and start working towards it. Well, it just takes 1 minute to take this assessment. So my idea would be, do not wait, but click on the link given in the description below. Go to the business audit and do the assessment by yourself. Spend those 60 seconds to get the best results for your own business. That's for now. I'll see you in another video. Signing off, Coach Sakshi.